Welcome to this podcast on New India Abroad. I'm Lalit Jha from Washington, D.C. With me today is Shalabh Kumar from Republican Hindu Coalition.
Congratulations for being back in the Trump circle. This is great news, and hopefully, he should win again with your support. Uh, you are the lucky guy for him.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, actually, this time around, I was not quite sure because, for the last 2 years, I had gotten sort of deep into business, back to inventing products. So even though I had retired, then my son runs the company. So I decided to come back, and one of my passions is obviously product design, inventing, and so I went back to that. But I got a call from his chief of staff in beginning of March. So he invited me to sit down and talk to him, and I did. So so I went over what all happened. He was not aware of what happened in 2020. Obviously, of course, he has no idea who Al Mason is. He was not in the loop. So he he kind of apologized, and I want you. So he just simple words. You're my guy. I want you. But he was gracious enough to give a lot of time, and essentially agreed to whatever I asked him to do. It can be seen right on the whole video itself. What NDTV broadcasts is edited, but the actual whole video, it can be very easily seen there. That he accepted all my requests. For example, recording this Bharat. So that's quite interesting that our own people, my son had a hard time pronouncing Bharat, but the president got it very quickly.
Bharat and America, sub se achi dost.
Why you asked him to read this slogan, and what is the significance of the slogan?
Well, you see, actually, this is before the actual shooting. So we talked about it. He recognized, he himself knows what the impact of the slogan "Ab ki baar Trump Sarkar" was. It's etched in his memory. That that had gone viral. It was 1.2 billion views. He knew all about that. So a powerful phrase that he spoke in Hindi. Nobody else in the political world to date, even after he said it in 2016, no presidential candidate or let's say even a governor candidate or Senate candidate or anybody has spoken in Hindi. And so it's only President Trump. So he recognized its importance, and I said, I would like to do a second recording in Hindi. So we actually had a board meeting 2 days prior to that of RHC, Republican Hindu Coalition, and then a lot of people had suggested different ideas, but what I had in mind was this Bharat and America sabse achhe dost.
Why you are using this phrase?
I'm using the phrase because it's for him, it's quite apparent that he was always very pro-Bharat, pro-India. His unlike other presidential candidates, presidents, his feeling towards India is very, very clear. Let's say as compared to Pakistan or China. So he had sent out on January first 4 a.m. 2018, a very tough tweet on Pakistan. You know, all we do is have given him $33 million, and all they do is hide terrorists. No more foreign aid. So, you know, he had agreed with me in 2016 that would be the case, and he had stopped foreign aid to Pakistan altogether. Of course, there was no question of F-16, which has just come up now again. And so he was, he has a lot of fondness for India, for Bharat, and also he's a big supporter, fond of Hindus, and you know he says that all the time. And he said that in the 2016 New Jersey rally, we love Hindus. And here also in the recording, many times he used the word Hindu, and so. And he also professes, he says that he has a lot of love for Prime Minister Modi.
Great, thank you. Let me take you back to 2016 and 2020. In 2016, you were one of the important supporters of President Trump. You galvanized the Indian American community, held a rally in New Jersey, right? And he gave very impressive, interesting speech, which brought a lot of Indian Americans in support of President Trump. But what happened in 2020? When he became the president, you were sidelined. What happened then in 2020? You said you were not supporting him, right?
No,
and
I did not say I was
coming
not,
back.
No, I did not say I was not supporting him, but there was not an active campaign. You see, there is a lot of just talk, but you have to really get into action and do things like we did in 2016. You know, 2016, what was it? We had 200 or roughly 200 town halls in just 3 states. We spent about $4 million in advertising. You have to raise funds. Of course, you know, a significant part of that was from Kumar family. But you have to raise funds. You have to run ads. That time we ran on 20 channels, 20 times a day. So we just captured the airwaves for about 4 weeks. The Hindu Americans, that's what our base is, target is. All they heard, in whether you are watching a soap, whether you're watching news, or whatever you're watching on any ethnic channel, any Indian channel, all you will hear is this commercial on Ab Ki Baar Trump Sarkar, again, also Hillary, and so forth. So it was a saturation campaign. And that's what was done in 2016. It takes a lot of manpower. It takes a lot of money. So in 2020, and the president actually apologized to me that, you know, sorry, did not pay attention. So he is not happy with his campaign management staff. So there were some youngsters there, not experienced. Steve Bannon was not there. Kellyanne Conway was not there. Stephen Mnuchin was not there. So senior people were not there, like in 2016, who could, you know, sort out. Everybody likes to step up and say, hey, you know what? I got a huge following. I can do this and I can do that. So that's what happens.
After his defeat and a few months, a year later, I guess from your interview this time, that president and his team realized the mistakes they did in 2020. So his team reached out to you for a meeting, right? That's what my understanding is.
That's correct.
And tell me when that meeting was and what happened in that meeting.
Okay, that meeting took place in Mar-a-Lago on 3/21, March 21st, 2022. That's where the meeting took place. And of course, you know, we reminisced about, it was a long meeting. It's about 1 hour meeting. You know, I mean, it's sort of interesting that he considers my friendship with him that important. I mean, there are like 20 senators and governors lined up in Mar-a-Lago, and all they do is get 1 minute from president. Just hello, picture. That's it. And so he spent with me and my son Vikram a good 1 hour, and essentially reminiscing about 2016, what the mistakes in 2020 were, and how to correct them going in future if he decides to run. But even in the midterm 2022.
So tell me, what are you going to do for 2022 elections, midterm? What are your action plan?
So we are going to have a campaign which is going to be close to what the 2016 campaign was. The next few items in the agenda that have been tentatively agreed. Actually, President had proposed back in in our March 21st, 22 meeting, that he wanted to invite the executive committee of RSC for a dinner. So that's the next action item, which is going to take place. Of course, the major media buy is going to take place. Then the meeting, the dinner meeting with the president, with the top executives of RSC will take place. Then after that is a tentative celebration. Diwali is kind of towards the end of October. So because that's a little late, we want to do it a little earlier. Election is on November 8th. So we would want to do somewhere between Dussehra and Diwali, a function, a proper function where it probably will be in Mar-a-Lago.
And what about his chances for 2024? Did he commit to you that he's running for 2024?
Well, I mean, you know, he can't go out, say that in public, but there are we of course would like that. But, you know, he is, I could say that with pretty good certainty. I mean, not a 100 or 1,000%, but 99.9% he's running.
This was Shalabh Kumar speaking to Lalit K. Jha. Stay tuned for more conversation on New India Abroad.